Alright guys, welcome back. I'm going to be playing some more Third Age today, which you'll probably notice I don't have any music in the background. Unfortunately, I forgot to take that out the last time because I unfortunately do not own the rights to Lord of the Rings. So we're playing it without music today. And I apologize, I know it's been a few days, but I ended up getting some more stuff in for my actual computer setup, and so I've been busy with getting all that set up and just enjoying the weekend with my fiance. But we are back finally. Gonna take a little bit here to try and remember what I was doing. Okay, we're building the stoneworkers. Mines are almost done there.
My king,
Good.
we march to battle. Aye, sire.
All
We
right.
hold them at siege.
Yeah, I think we're good. Which, if you're not doing anything today, I plan on actually doing a live stream of Warhammer 2 later on today. So please feel free to come and join the fun for that. Good, our mines are built.
Your honor.
I think we got a mission for the remnants of Angmar, which their closest settlement is right up here.
Yes, sire.
Looks like we can get to it.
Today's journey is over, sire.
Good. Our money situation's being fixed due to the mines getting built everywhere. So here now we're just going to get these building, like the reduction to building cost and time done.
An honor, my lord.
And then once that's done, we'll get the
noble
mines
sire.
finished
Setting
here.
a vigilant watch here.
We're just going to reduce that so it
Set a
doesn't
watch.
revolt.
We come here until morning.
But we're still making money. Alright.
Yes, my king.
See what they got.
gonna
So this is like their initial army they usually have over this area. Looks like they fought one battle with it because they have lost just a handful.
Something to investigate.
Which usually they will
my
probably, I imagine, bring some
On my
forces
way.
over to
Stopping
actually
you,
try and
sire.
take this.
My king. Leading the men with honor, sire.
Alright, so trash. More trash. We'll fight this one just to limit some casualties, but it shouldn't be too bad of one. Which, let me know if you start watching the Third Age campaign here. Let me know down in the comments if you play Third Age Total War, what Third Age you enjoy playing. So yeah, if you do play, you'll notice from time to time how it'll make you like build a ram, and then once you actually get into it, there is no actual walls, which it's more so annoying because ideally I personally anyway want to just be able to attack at this point, but it is what it is. I gotta change my irritation speed here a little bit. Okay, there we go, that's better. Which we're gonna bring our archers over here because this will be the best spot where they have a clear line of sight, and we'll bring. These are pretty broken, so we're just gonna keep those guys out. Throw them into guard mode, and we'll eventually just creep them up and use them as a kind of line of defense. And And then we'll bring these 2 units here and Gimli, because Gimli has armor-piercing axes that they throw before they get into melee. And then Dane here can just move forward. Alright. So we're just going to move Dane up. Bring those guys up. Which again, I apologize about the music. But I just don't want to deal with having a potential copyright claim on my YouTube channel to start. Good, they're already firing. Let's get rid of their archers. Move these guys. Gotta love AI pathfinding for Medieval 2 here. Which, if you're wondering how to like see where units are going, just hold on to spacebar, and that'll show you. What we kind of need to be careful, because they will come out here to a certain extent. Good, Gimli's going there. Basically, they'll come out and try and attack you if they think they can beat you. And we just need to be careful of that. Put everyone in guard mode.
They're attacking us!
Bring Dane around the corner. Good. Just shoot at this blob right there. Good. Good. Gimli should be able to take out these guys right here.
Battle at last!
Which we'll probably only get 1 or 2 volleys off, and then we'll have to retreat. Because we don't want these guys to get into melee before they've been able to throw all their ammunition. So hopefully they can get out of there before getting caught in melee. Good, took out a few of them. But as long as our archers here just keep shooting into this blob. Too shabby. Yeah, that was a pretty good volley. Which, I mean, the better thing we can do is actually try and see if we can get them to chase us out here and isolate themselves. It doesn't look like they're going for it, though. Not a problem. Dane's fighting over there. Which, if we pause it and double left click on it, we can see what they can do. So they're actually probably going to pierce through Dane.
Our men are winning the battle.
Good.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Those are spears. We don't want to deal with them. Good. Archers are still raining down. Move these guys up. Reform these guys. Ekmar is a barrier. Good. Dane's taking a few casualties, but he's holding up. Gimli's doing good here, which once we get our ammo taken out of there. Alright, if those guys want to chase my cavalry, they're more than welcome to. Okay. We're gonna actually move in on them and have them shoot those. Good. Alright. And now we're just gonna rush in the middle here. I believe. So it's kind of weird. To check out enemy units, you double left click and it'll tell you like their stats and whatnot. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, it'll tell you like their range, how accurate they are, and whatnot. They've done a pretty good job adding in these details to show you kind of what they're actually able to do. But for allied units, you have to pause it and then just right click on it, and it'll tell you what they can do. So we're just going to charge in here and get them attacking those guys. These guys are almost out of ammo, but we are
Only half the enemy
bit,
force
just to make them a
remains.
little more accurate. Good, they're still chasing those guys. Good. One thing though, just like Medieval 2, if you just like tell them to attack a unit, the units will get caught back there but not actually be attacking anyone, even though it'll give you like they're engaged in melee. And so to get around this, just tell them to march through an area, that way they actually get up to the front line. And we're just going to fight these guys right here. Which, once we get back to the campaign map, I'll show you guys what Dane and Gimli's abilities are. It's the same thing, but it just boosts the melee capabilities of your army for a short time. We're going to stop firing on those guys. Good. That should wrap it up here pretty quick.
The enemy general lies
Good, General's
dead. Let
That'll
the crows have
affect
his
their morale
miserable
pretty heavily.
bones. Our men have
However,
taken
since this
control of
is
the
a
city.
settlement, battle, I apologize, they will essentially fight to the death, unfortunately. Which if you look, you can see we've only lost 6%. Good.
The enemy army
Perfect.
be in awe of the victory
Not too
we have
bad.
won here today.
Let's see what... they didn't do bad. I mean, even in this game, like Warhammer 2, missile superiority is pretty key. Unless you're fighting like a goblin unit against like 2 or 3 goblin units can easily overrun like one good unit of Erebor infantry. And so, which in this game, like, excuse me, to start out at, the enemy will have that big, large army that you're going to go up against. So it's not that the quality of the troops are that much better than yours. It's just the quantity that they have to
Glory
initially
and
throw at
honor.
you.
Most
So as you see, it's
noble
green right here, so we
conquest,
don't want to exterminate them. We're just going to occupy it. Because they did build the mines there, so we got lucky. However, we do need to get the brewery going just to increase our own culture. And then we're going to actually knock down the tax rate, because as you see, it goes up. It only goes up by like 50 in income, which the growth and the percentage growth in population is much better than the money in that case. So yeah, we're going to build that Stonemaker's Hall and just get on moving. So we'll end the turn there and keep moving on. Which, another thing, if you're wondering like how to make people in your line of sight move faster, just hit the space bar and then off again if you want to see what they're doing. Okay. One thing we have to be careful of now, good, because the next settlement we actually want to take is Dane's
Moving
Hall
quietly.
and not Rakiaburg. It essentially just delay us getting to Dane's Hall, and this is where they're actually producing their armies at the moment. However, there is, which if you go in, there are YouTube videos, I believe, excuse me, showing you how to do this, but you can actually go in and get rid of the garrison scripts. I just haven't taken the time to do it because I don't think it's essential. But like when you attack main settlements as the player, it won't happen for you with the AI unless you build where is is it? It's essentially like a garrison. Yeah, right here. Provides a garrison, which only gives you like one additional unit, so it's really not that essential. And so I don't bother with it. But the AI, like when I attack Dane's Hall or Mount Gunabad, they will get like 4 or 5 extra units spawned automatically into their defenses. So it's something you kind of have to be aware of. What do I want to build? Because this settlement, its really only main job is to just keep increasing the dwarven culture, and we don't really need anything in here. But what we need is to have enough money in 3 turns to build these mines. So I'm going to do the same thing for Erebor, and then just the next few turns just let our money increase from those buildings. Let's move our diplomat.
Of course, sire. I'll continue tomorrow, sire.
At your service.
Which if he wants it, that army wants to stay there, they're more than welcome to do that. Don't have any other units I can recruit yet. This is why I highly suggest fighting on harder difficulties. Anyway, I realize I'm only playing on hard, but to fight as many battles manually as you can, just because you're not going to be able to replenish your units very easily. While their settlements, I think they have one here. That's weird. The goblins have taken this Scathas or whatever. They have a settlement here from memory. There's a fortress up here, and then Dane's Hall. So they have 3 settlements right off the get-go, that they can recruit from, and they're all fairly by each other. So if they need to like crank out 3 units and like get them into an army, it's easy. But ours, the more we come this way and push into them, I mean, our closest recruitment facility is here, and also for retraining. And so
My king.
when you can pick off even 1 unit like this, you want to be able to do that. Good. Which they're actually going to retreat.
I'm gonna stick you!
Archers, okay.
By your will, sire, we shall
Yep,
engage.
we'll just auto-resolve that.
Glory
This game, I'm usually always trying to ransom the troops, because
Aye, noble sire.
if you release them, they obviously get like better replenishment. If you execute them, I mean, you just kill them right off. But if you ransom
My
them,
king.
if they
Guiding the
accept
troops
it,
as ordered, sire.
Awaiting your
then
command.
you get paid, and if they don't, they get executed. So either way, you're gonna come out on top if you always do the ransom option. Which this right here, this is actually the ambush stance. You obviously don't have one down here to go into, but if you get into some woods like this and he does that, he's technically hidden over the end turn. And so we're just gonna try and bait that other army to come down.
Ambushes. To
Um,
arms.
So right here, ambush, and then nothing of attack. We'll have no time to prepare. Good. So yeah, we're gonna jump in and fight this
The
one.
time's come, lads. To battle.
Which, as much as like in Warhammer 2, where like Skaven will occupy, ruined settlements because that's just like one of their faction traits. AI in this game, if they see a weakly defended settlement, they will go for that immediately. Good. Good. Okay. What we need to do is take out their archers, which appear to be in the middle here. And here on the end. So put out cavalry back here and wipe them out. And then we'll get 2 units of airborne infantry here. We'll get some iron matics on this side and kind of just meet them in the middle and take out this unit. which I need to see. Okay, I have those 2 units. I have these 2. Good. Which we obviously don't have the numbers just to take all their units out at once, but we don't want to spread out like 1v1 on each unit because we will lose that. So the more areas where we can get like 2 units on one, the better we'll be for it. Okay, those are those. Okay, and then we just need to find a place to put our archers, which for now we're just gonna set right here. Okay. Good. All units on fast. We're gonna move these guys up. The bad thing is the dwarves have no speed to them. Good. Dane will be able to hold those guys for a while. Which we want to smash these guys as easy as we can. We'll get those guys shooting there. Get these guys to get into combat there. Good. Send them that way. We'll flank those guys. Give me to shoot into them. Which really we need to do is get these tied up.
If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Get those guys shooting there. We're gonna get turned out right here. Okay. We're gonna move these guys up a little more, give them a better line of sight. That's one thing I hate about this game is that you don't have like a option to like set your units like to automatically sprint. Good. Gimli needs to get in here now. Because they're breaking through. They're going to flank us right here. Dane's holding like he normally does. Good. Actually, let's get Gimli to go over here. Good, alright, they're broken. So they want to flank us. We'll just essentially flank the flank easier. And just let them go, because we don't want those guys fighting to the death. They're not going to be that big of a deal. Good, they're almost broken. Get those guys facing that way.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
Which again, like, in this game on this difficulty, units just do not break, unfortunately. Which these Iron Helmatics are taking a beating, but they're holding. It's not great. Okay, good. Those guys are broken. We're actually going to send Gimli over here just for support. We'll get Dane to use his ability. And then we'll try to take back to those guys. Those guys are fleeing. Good. They're wavering.
The enemy general lies dead.
That
let
will
the
help
crows
a lot.
have his miserable
This will
bones,
be a
and
battle
let
where
our
we will run
swords have
down
his
as many
men.
of them to get to that 97% mark, because we don't want them coming back. Okay, get the cavalry to run down these guys. Short infantry. We're all just gonna chase them. And we're just gonna fast forward here. get the cavalry to run down as many of them as possible. We need to get to that 97% mark.
Our men are winning the
Good.
battle. If we continue like this, we
Need to
will
get our
smash
cavalry
the
up
enemy.
here.
Look how our cowardly foe runs. It is time to press the attack.
Which at the end here, I'll show you the stats for these horsemen and see why you need the Dale Cavalry as the dwarves. Good, that army's wiped out.
This is a clear victory.
Yeah, 127 kills, which they killed 127 and they captured 173. So that's just shy of 300 units that they were, responsible for. And again, the reason why you want a unit of cavalry almost in any army, no matter who you play as, is just a rundown unit so you can wipe out armies like that. Because an army like that, for them, they still have a waiting time, obviously, to recruit units, but that will put them back significantly.
There's no pride.
And so the ransom, they rejected it. So all those units are dead.
A proud victory.
Which is good for us.
An honor, my lord.
Okay.
Your honor.
Move our
Aye,
diplomat.
Yes, sire.
So they
Of
do have a
course, sir.
force, which is mostly just their faction leader and faction heir. So it's nothing crazy, but they will count towards. It's not necessarily balance of power, but it's more or less what it is. That wouldn't be terrible. How much are we making per turn? About 32. Okay, so we're bringing in a good amount of income for turn 10. Which we definitely want roads there. Which these mines wouldn't be a terrible idea. So we're actually going to put those mines in, because then we'll save up our money for 2 turns. Unfortunately, with the board, won't get anything built
My king.
in those turns. But we are hurting
Aye,
a little
lord.
bit. Can I recruit any units soon? Not really. And we don't want to just like retreat when we've got them on the run like this either. One thing you can do
I'm gonna stick you!
is actually, if they have a good enough force, they will actually stay and fight right here. And you essentially, it's a tactic to like draw out their troops.
Marching now.
So we're gonna go for that.
We'll rest here tonight.
It's honestly, in my opinion, I guess, if there is a foreman cheese in this game, that's how you bypass dealing with a settlement's extra garrison that they get that I talked about earlier in the video. If they think they can beat you, they'll just stand and fight, and it gets rid of that extra 4 or 5 units that they normally would get. Son of a bitch.
Making camp here.
Which, judge me if you want, but I'm not okay with that. Yeah, not okay with that. Because normally I would just accept it, but it's more about I'm learning, as well as potentially viewers, and so a move like that you're normally not going to make, which that's one of the downsides if you have the space bar on. Because if I hadn't done that, for example, like if I hit the space bar here, so it'll go slow-mo. So if I do that again,
In your name,
okay.
sire. Set a watch.
If you hit that space bar and make it go slow, you can hit the backspace and it'll make your general or captain or whatever that you're moving, it'll make him stop. So you just kind of have to be aware of that. The only problem I'm seeing here is they are recruiting some forces back in their main settlements. So even if we take Dane's Halls, it's not going to be a very
An honor,
efficient victory by any means.
Yes, my king.
Which we're going to save. Because I don't want to lose this spy.
They shall not see.
See, like right
me,
here,
sire.
I can backspace and he'll stop.
On my way.
Okay.
They
They
shall
don't have
not
anything
see
coming
me,
this
sire.
way. The only thing they could do technically is take that force and move down here. 7250, which we'll need next turn to build those mines. So we're gonna save up for that. We're actually gonna save up the next few turns. That way we can get Erebor and the Iron Hills, their mines built. Gotta definitely, as much as it even personally bothers me that I'm not building something in every settlement, you gotta prioritize your money buildings and settlements.
Aye, noble sire.
So
We
I'm
march
going to
to
siege
glory.
Dane's Halls, which
We march to battle.
it says it's a fortress,
We shall hold
but
them
it's
to
not.
siege, sire. Should we move
Settlements
to the wall,
like
sire?
Dane's Halls and Erebor, which I think I talked in the first episode, the battle map will actually look very similar to that, and so you actually only need
My lord. Yes, sire.
What is it you wish to discuss?
a battering ram.
You hold
Yeah.
us at another proposition for
Good,
us
some more
then?
money. See if I can get 700 for my map information.
This proposal is of this meeting was
Usually
Aye,
for your
sorry.
map information, you
I'll
do it based on
continue
how
to
many
order, sire.
settlements you have. So usually if you have 2, you can get like 300 to 500. 4 or more, it's depending on where you're at. Some places will give you like 700. But in my experience, the highest you can ever get, no matter how much you have, is like 1,000. Which, at that point later in the campaign where you've got 10, 15 or more settlements, your money situation should be more or less fine and you shouldn't have to worry about it. What would be good though is to actually get some recruitment going, or at least have a place where we can retrain some units, which we have the culture that we need. So yeah, I'm actually going to build that, I think. Because it's, yeah, public order's not an issue, so we don't need to worry about the brewery right now. We need a way to replenish our troops. The axe throwers also wouldn't be a bad idea because they'll start producing some heavily armored units. So yeah, we'll, even right now, we'll have enough money at the end of the turn for next turn to build our mines, which is good.
My
And
king,
that is still being
by
built.
your will, sire.
And we'll go from there. Which we're a little over 30 minutes, so I'll probably end it here and switch over to Warhammer 2. So this might be the end of the recording. But I do want to kind of jump into the map just to show you guys what I'm talking about how some maps are custom. Like Dale, Lake Town, Erebor, Dane's Hall, that kind of thing.
Aye, my king. Yes, sire.
Shit, I should have known that.
Aye, sire.
Good. Which last turn was like 8 turns and like 6,300 gold. And so what? It reduced it by a turn and it's almost 1,000 cheaper. Which if we wanted to, we could build the guild house, which would reduce it even further. Because we are bringing in some good income right now. But let's see, because that's gonna, so it's gonna be 7 turns and 5,500 gold. If we build this now, we won't be able to build that next turn, which that's gonna be 1,000 and a 200. What is Erebor's? 1,008. Okay, so it's really not that big of a difference. Let's actually do the guild house. That way next turn we'll get it built at Erebor first. Good. And weirdly enough, the longer you hold on to settlements, the more your income will actually start increasing. And to my knowledge, the best way to
Something
like
to
improve
investigate. Moving quietly.
your like campaign movement is actually with roads. The better your roads are, the further your units like in mountains and stuff will actually be able to march. Okay, so that's done.
Yes,
That's
Aye,
done.
my lord.
Cool. So I'm just gonna save it here, and then just briefly jump into the battle just to show you kind of the map. And so when we attack it here, there's only one unit, but as you can see, oh, they have 670 units. Where the fuck did that come from? The garrison. So in Orc, like main settlements like that, these are the units that will pop up, which they're not strong, but they do have experience and a bonus to their weapon and armor. Which, you know, it tells us, like, in auto-resolve, it heavily favors in, like, settlements like Dane's Halls, Erebor, etc., like custom settlements, it highly favors the defender in auto-resolve. So I guarantee you, if we auto-resolve this, even though the balance of power is in our favor, we'd probably get, like, a crushing defeat. Because I will show you once we jump into the map, which will also be the end of the recording, but I'll be able to show you what I mean in regards to why it favors the auto resolve to the defender. So if we can get this to clear up, that'll be good. Okay, cool. Which we're just gonna start the battle and then exit out. I'm gonna fight this in the next recording. But as you can see here, you have to march up these paths, and I mean, it's a really cool design. I really give it off to the editors, mod creators, what have you, on their design. But if you come in here, this is the town square. This is the whole like battle map. So like if I were them, I know the AI normally won't do this. They'll actually probably let us set up here to some extent until we start shooting them. But if they wanted to, if they like created like a V formation right here, which is what I normally would do, and just like create a pool and then have artillery excuse me, artillery, archers, what have you, just shoot into this little area while we're trying to get in, they can just trap us. So this is why it favors auto-resolve, because usually in dwarven settlements there's only one gate to get into the settlement, and that's why. But I mean, just look at the time, if I can get it to zoom in here, the time and dedication it took to make all this. It's really hands off to them. But I am going to exit the battle, even though it says we'll just load in to that last save. But I just wanted to take the time to kind of show you the some of the designs that the mod creators and editors have been able to do. But yeah. Oh no, we died. The reason why in this scenario we died is because they had a army right there, so we essentially had nowhere to retreat to. That's all that means. But with that, I'm going to end the campaign there, which we're just going to load it. I'll just show you the load screen that we're going to come into the next time I do a recording. Which again, lastly, I don't know if I'll ever actually live stream this. At this point in time, I'm not really generating any views or a subscriber for that matter. So I'm going to try and prioritize Warhammer 2, since that's what the community, public, what have you, is focusing on. But potentially down the road in the future, I may consider it, because I do enjoy this game. Which I'm curious to just kind of show you guys, like if I auto-resolve, what happens.
By your will, sire, we shall engage.
Clear defeat. Yeah. And then you know he dies. But anyway. We will end it there, which I just have to back out, and that'll be the end of the campaign, or the recording for today. So yeah, we'll see you next time.